Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Spring of Code. So this spring, we are learning more about open source, and we are getting started with those with this really nice organizations. And today we have in the list Catrobat. So thanks Wolfgang for coming there. And what Catrobat is like it's a non-profit project that aspires to develop solutions which inspires teenagers and adults to learn coding and get creative. So that's really a good motto, and that's really very helpful. So Wolf, thanks for joining again, and yeah, if you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you. So 11 years ago, we started this project which aims at allowing young people who do not have a PC or a tablet to code apps directly on their smartphones. Initially, it was only Android. We came up in 2014 with our first public version on Google Play. We now also have an iPhone version since 2019. The Android version has several million downloads already. It's very popular. And one of the reasons is that it's available in the native languages of the young people. So you can use it in Hindi, you can use it in Gujarati, you can use it in Russian or Chinese or whatever. Yeah? And that makes a huge difference, especially for those people who are not so fluent as young people in English or with the Latin alphabet. Huh? So you can surely imagine how that is. I'm not sure if I can share the screen here. Is that something that is easy? Share. Yes, I found it.
Yeah.
Great. Yes. So the project itself is huge, and I will show you a few things also from a developer perspective and contributors perspective. So I will just share now. Yeah.
So it's not shared yet.
Yes, I'm just starting it now.
Yeah.
So is it shared?
Yeah. So I can add to stream, and yeah, here we go.
Yes. Yeah, it's still recursive, but I will change to
Infinity
something. Yes. Okay. So first of all, I want to show you, I start with our website, catrobat.org. Yeah. So this is the, let's say, not for young people, but the main website. And you see here all the statistics and the links and and how to join and so on. So it's a big project. We have worked with many universities. It's a universities project initially. I'm from this TU Graz, and that's the university in Austria and Europe where Nikola Tesla studied electrotechnics. So we have a long tradition, 200 years university, but we are working with the MIT, with Stanford University, with University of Tokyo, Oxford University, and many others, also IITs in Chennai, for instance, to create this app for young people. And it's not just one app, it's several. So let me show you a few things. For instance, our GitHub repository is just GitHub at Catrobat. And you will see immediately there are many repositories, 42 repositories, and there are many people. And if you go to OpenHub, which is a site that collects statistics automatically from open source projects, for instance, on GitHub, you see 650 developers, 2.2 million lines of codes. And I have to say we're using a methodology called clean code. And one of the tenets of clean code is not to have comments, but instead express everything important through the code itself and through test code. So from a developer perspective, for us, it's really important. We started from the beginning to develop everything in a test-driven way, meaning that people always have to document everything with tests. It's a little bit unusual, but it comes from agile software development and test-driven development, and it's very powerful because we have several I mean, I think several 10,000s of tests, automatic tests that run on the continuous integration server whenever one of the developers makes a pull request. I will show all of this in a moment, but let me first do a demo quickly. Yeah. So here we have there's a service called Browser Stack, where I can run the app on a real device, but remotely in the internet. So not everything will work here. So you see we have some pull requests from the iOS version, from the Catrobat version. I will just execute that on some fast Samsung device. So this is a real Android Samsung device that is remotely accessible, and I can run tests and also demo it in a simple way. Not everything works here. The camera and the sensors do not work, but yeah, otherwise it works. So this is a developer internal version. It's like an app store. Here you have all the time uploads from students or users. It's not students. We are not working with schools. It's just private. So here, for instance, there's some Russian project. You can download it. You can transform it into a real APK. You can also translate here what it says. So it's just using Google Translate. So you can check what the person wrote. I decided if you want to change your original project, and so on. Okay, so I'm going back. Pinkbird. You can download it as a real APK. We have one subproject which now allows our users also to sign their APKs with their developer credentials so that they can sell it on Google Play and also on the Huawei markets and so on. All these projects that are published here are also published under a free open source license, the AGPL from the Free Software Foundation, and therefore everything can be remixed. So if this person made this as a remix. In this case, it's not the case, so it's a unique project, but otherwise you will get here a graph with all the relationships between the projects. So our project is not only a free open source project itself, but it's also a meta free open source project because our users also create free open source projects. And you can have all kind of statistics here and also inspect the code. So here in this case, you see the code itself is also written partly in Russian, but this here is now here in English. So let me go back. Basically, this part here, this Catrobat community is like an app store. And what do you think? How many apps are in the app store here? In our app store, made by young people around the world. Any idea? What do you think?
Any guesses, guys? Write in the comment chat box.
Yeah, tell me. What do you think?
I guess 100.
80 million.
Oh wow, that's really huge.
It's a big project. Our app store is much bigger than the Google Play and the iPhone stores together. So it's really huge. And you can do amazing projects. One of my students from India here, let me check that we are using Slack. I mean, I cannot show you everything, but where is it? Dev, he made a very nice demo recently. I think this will be one of his, the particle effects. This is really amazing. Just show you. Why is it not working? Just a moment. I cannot make it full screen for whatever reason, but But this is amazing because he is now implementing, yeah. So now it will start. You see here, this is the kind of games that you can make inside, and it's very fluent. I don't know if it's so fluent in your case because I have some connection issues here, I think. But normally it's very fluent, and you see the kind of games that can be created. Actually, some people have created huge games with this, with really where you can spend, I don't know, 3 months or 1 year to work on a project. Like, I mean, you can do anything. Yeah? It's a very powerful programming language and very quick. So it's actually, I think it's much better than programming in Kotlin and all those things. Yeah? But anyway.
Yes.
Did it stop?
So that really sounds amazing. And it's really looking great. Like, and the most important thing is like, you're also, this is kind of a revolution in the coding platform to, like, if someone doesn't have a laptop PC or any big screens where they can code, they can use mobiles too, and they can make their own programs, on games. And I have personally downloaded Pocket Code in my personal phone, and that's really doing the work amazingly, and I'm really impressed by the Pocket Code.
Yeah. So wait a moment. I have it here. The link to our YouTube server, because there are some great YouTube videos here. While it's loading, I'm showing you. Where are you located? What's your city?
I'm from India. I'm from Delhi.
Delhi. Okay. I've been in Delhi 1 year ago. Is it written like this? Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where it is.
Yeah.
So basically here, I'm just showing you how to do this. Yeah. So we have our own drawing program, but we also have all these already predefined media objects like our Pocket family. So let's take this penguin here. And now I can, of course, rename it. And okay, so here now I can edit it with our paint editor, and that's also one of the sub projects. It even has layers. You can, draw things on top and so on. It's really very complete, and it allows transparency. You see all the tools, like you can automatically, for instance, crop. If you say check, then yeah, it will crop, but you can also crop to make it bigger or something like this. Yeah, when I say I want to have it like this because I want to add some, because I will use that now. Yeah? So you see here some crazy horns or something, and then I want to have it also in a different color. So I choose here another color. Let's make it green in the belly.
It's penguin plus reindeer combo.
Yeah, so I'll make it, oops. Oh, yeah, because I'm in the layer. You see, I'm in the second layer. So I will undo that. And then I switch to the first layer here. And I will fill the belly here. Yeah? And then I export that. And of course, now it's like this. Yeah? So it automatically combined that. And now I will add some scripts to show you. Yeah? So basically, actually, this is already a program that works already. Yeah? So if I do that, it's just here. Nothing happens, but I don't have to write anything else. Huh? Now I could say, because we have this physics engine, yeah, I could say, okay, first of all, I want to make it a little bit smaller. Huh? Call it, now it's smaller. Huh? So let's add some other things. I want to make it a physical object that is under gravity. Huh? So I could say here, and you see, this is all visible, so you don't have to invent anything, you don't have to write anything, and that's, why do we do it in this way? Huh? The reason is, so if let me just execute that. Now it falls down, with increasing
with acceleration.
Acceleration, huh? But the reason why I show you this is because here I can change the language. So I could say, for instance, I want to, I don't know, show it to you in, let's say, what do we, I want to use a different language. So you see, we have all those languages here. I think this is Russian, let's, for instance, say. So if I go into the project now, here, you see all of this is now in Russian. And including here, for instance, for the sensors and so on. Not everything yet, because some parts have not yet been translated, but mostly it's there. And you have the same thing in Hindi and whatever. So I'm turning that back now to English, because otherwise I will not understand it. And the top language is the system language. So then it's easy. It returns to the system. Of course, normally it will set to the language of the phone, but there are many languages that are not supported, let's say by Samsung, and then you cannot set it in the phone settings, but here you can do it. So then what I do is I will say if on edge bounds, and this if on edge bounds is this is a special brick that we inherited from the Scratch project from the MIT in the US, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. They have it in this way, and we are working together with them. We're sharing some of the code even. At one time, they were thinking about going together with us, but for instance, I can do this, and then you see. Now we are using their library to display the bricks and everything. Oops, I have to put it there. So, and I can switch back to the 1D version. So if I do this and execute it, you will see something crazy. You don't have that in Unity or anything else. Look at how it bounces, but using the thing that I have drawn correctly. So it automatically made the convex hull of this object to allow it to correctly. So we didn't have to do anything manually, you see. This whole contour of this was automatically extracted.
If we have to do it without using this software, without using Pocket Code, it would require a lot of time and efforts, right? Well, with taking effect of considering every physics effects and everything like that. So that's really easy. Like it just started working in 5 to 10 minutes with explaining things.
Yeah. And you can do anything here. There's so many, for instance, sensors that we can use here. I'll show it to you here, what we have. We have, the standard thing, but like acceleration, inclination, GPS data, but we also have multi-touch. We also have face detection. We have also OCR, and we have all these, these normal things, and also speech recognition. Why is OCR important? Because we also support a lot of robots. So if you go here into our settings, you can turn them on. There are lots of extensions, like for multiplayer, but this is interesting, embroidery. So it's for stitching machines. You can put something on your t-shirt. I'll just show it to you also quickly. We have an Instagram site where you see some designs that our users have done with this. So you can make your own t-shirt design. And if you have a stitching machine, you can program it using Pocket Code. So you make a program and you create something with the stitching machine. And many people in India also have stitching machines, or in some, like Fab Labs or so. So this is also quite nice. Then we have the Lego Mindstorms, we have Parrot drones, we have Arduino and Raspberry Pi, and this Fyro robot. This is a collaboration with a company in Chennai in India. So we have, if you turn that on, then you get additional bricks in the program that you can use just for this small robot. So here now I have the Fyro bricks, and you see I can control the motor or the lights. It has RGB lights in front of the robot and so on. So I can show you a few of those things here also in our videos. So yeah, and we're working also on the 3D version. So it's really a huge project. That's what I want to tell you.
Yeah, that's amazingly supports a lot of use cases, and like it's serving robots, microservices, and lots of there are lots of sensors, and everything is just somewhere collectively is collected somewhere, and it's like the pocket code. So that's really great
Yeah.
about it.
You look at this here. This is a very nice example that we did as one of the GSoC projects. And some guys from India did it. Yeah, so it's the binding of Krishna. It's programmed after the binding of Isaac. And you see, it's with a smart TV, you can connect the screen. I'm using the phone only as a controller, and I can make this kind of huge games, much bigger than with the Scratch programming language, because we have also scenes. You can, like play like this, and it's dynamic. I'm not looking at my phone. I'm using my phone only as a controller. So this is my office. That's me. I'm playing here as a demo. It was not even yet the finished version. So you can download it now also in our App Store. The name is The Binding of Krishna. And you see, there are many other things that we did also in this way. It's also possible to use the phone, for instance, like a V controller. Using all the sensors, you can, it's even more precise than the V controller. And you can imagine with multiplayer, smart TV and V controller, or you can also put the phone in front of your TV and make games like, how is it called? Kinect. Yeah. So the phone sees you, can analyze the skeleton of the human standing in front of it, and you can make dance games or, also the music that is included here. I don't know if you hear it, but it has also music in the video. And that's not from the video, that's the real soundtrack from the game. So
Yeah,
you have so many, you see, this is quite nice, right?
yeah,
And there are
of course.
boss levels later, and you can shop in this. So this was just a beta version. I'm not sure if there's something else here that is really interesting. I want to show you the boss level here. You see, so this is one of the bosses, and it's really difficult. It becomes more and more more and more difficult. And this was just one room, so anyone can now continue working on that. Yeah, sorry, game over. It was not so good. I wanted to show you also another one. Where's that? Let me say playlist. So here we have all. No, that's not the one. Where's the playlist? Sorry. Speech recognition. Playlist. Yeah, exactly here. There's one very nice one with the fire robot, but it's a different one. Created playlists. Just to show you a few things that can be done, for instance, with this Raspberry Pi and IoT stuff. So where was that? Yeah, this one is fantastic. Yeah, that's this robot from Firo is from this Chennai company. Yeah? This was a prototype. It looks nicer now. Yeah, but you see, with the Arduino and some, it uses the inclination, for instance, but it also uses the sensor from the Arduino here to control this robot. So, I mean, this is really crazy what you can do with Pocket Code nowadays. It's amazing.
Yeah,
It's
it's really
crazy.
amazing. It really looks magic to me, and it's really amazing. Like you are controlling so much of things, and you are just doing everything with the help of Pocket Code, and that the games that could take around dozens of days to make is really super easy
Yeah. So
to make.
a few more things for the developers. So we have here, we use a lot of professional tools for free because it's a non-profit free open source project. So for instance, all the Atlassian tools like Jira, Confluence, and so on, we have a professional license for translation software, for, you name it, whatever, browser stack I showed you already, Slack, and so on. Yeah. So here, for instance, we have all those projects. I'm the product owner of this Catrobat project, but there are more than this. Yeah. This is just the main projects here. So basically, I have here, for instance, there's some problem here. There was a null pointer exception in some parameter test. So This was created yesterday, updated 2 hours ago. So there's some discussion. Someone asked whether I can work on it, but it's already fixed. So here I can now go to the pull request, and that's the pull request on GitHub. And I can, there are a number of commits. I can check what the changes were, and I can also directly jump to our continuous integration server, where I can see the evolution. I can see all the crashes and failing tests and such things. I can also look up the evolution of it. I can look up the test results, and you see here, for instance, in this case, there are 6,867 tests that have been run, and 19 have failed for whatever reasons. We're still investigating that. I can talk about this project for hours and hours, because, for instance, one of the most crazy things that we have implemented recently is that it's also possible to write unit tests in Catrobat itself. So we have here the testing extension. And with this, this is really crazy. You can write things here with a special test bricks that do asserts, that simulate touches, that do, and those results are also in here inside the list. So we have currently 134 tests written in Catrobat itself. And the good thing about this is that it's platform independent. So the same test can be run on the Android version and on the iOS version. And that's, of course, awesome. So here, for instance, test user bricks functionality, test user defined brick for the bricks that can be automatically set. And all of them, of course, are also in the inside the GitHub repo. So if you want to see this, for instance, I don't know if you can copy it. And I go to our repo here and go to this file. Then here I can download that, and I can look it up in our development interface here. I think it should be possible. I'm not 100% sure if it works. Let's see. So maybe because there are new features inside, maybe it doesn't work, but yeah, more or less it works. So here there's a definition script for some user-defined brick. So this recursive call user-defined script, that's something that was not defined in the Catrobat language itself, but that's something that the user can define. It's like a procedure or function or something. Yeah. So, and this is the functionality, and you can inspect it here, but it's also it has been run here, and yeah, basically it has been passed. So all the asserts inside this assert script call counter is expected to be 02, and this one is true, and here finish. So all the asserts have been nicely successfully been executed, those tests, and yeah, so
all tests are successful.
So the beginner task for everyone who is wants to work with us is to write such a Catrobat language test. We call it a Catrobat language test because there you don't need to program in Kotlin or in PHP or JavaScript or whatever. You can just write it in the app itself, and then you can submit it through GitHub. It's totally normal, the same pull request and everything like you would do normally. Yeah? So we have here 56 open pull requests, and when you want to, once you wrote such a test, you will just make a pull request on our repo. You can clone it first, of course. That's what the normal way is. You make a fork. So we have here 500 forks, but that's not important. You just fork it, and then you can make your changes locally with your, I mean, this is just for the Android version, of course. In iOS and so on, it's different. But yeah, the thing with iOS is it's a little bit complicated because you need a Mac and an iPhone. Otherwise, you cannot develop. So this restricts a lot how many people can work on the iOS version. That's why it's not so busy. Yeah, but yeah, it's of course worth it because, for instance, in some countries like in Japan, more than half of the phones are iPhones. So yeah, it's kind of, if we want to reach all the kids around the globe, that's something. And we have grown exponentially over the last 10 years, 11 years. So yeah, that's the current state. Please ask me anything. I mean, I could talk for hours and hours about
Yeah.
this, but ask me anything what you want to know, and I try to answer as good as I can. Yeah.
Yeah, so people are asking like any prerequisites for contributing to any project in the cat, right?
Yes.
Catrobat.
So there's one very, very important thing is don't bother us. We are not enough people to babysit anyone. So if you want to contribute, just check it out, find out how things work, write test cases first, make this beginners tasks, but don't bother us with questions. We have some very good students. They simply do it. We don't have to explain anything. They just make the pull requests. They are not perfect. We give them feedback. But what I cannot, because there are lots of students from around the world, we get bombarded. So we cannot individually answer for each message on let's say on our mailing list. We try, but it's impossible because I can tell you, I don't know, but I think I have 200,000 unread emails. You can imagine. It's crazy. So please, the best way to contribute, and we have many contributors from India that are very good, is just to do it, to find a ticket. First, do a training ticket with the Catrobat language test. Then and it's all on the Jira board. It's all linked from GitHub. It's not perfect, but we are trying to improve it all the time. But don't contact me all the time through LinkedIn or whatever, because I'm swamped, and I'm sorry, I cannot answer it anymore. The best students, in my opinion, are those who are self-organized and do not need to be handheld. And we have that around the globe. It's the same anywhere. Some students, they ask questions. I cannot guide them so much. It's impossible. I need students who are self-organized, who know to do things, who are already experienced. I'm sorry, but there are many negative examples as well, but we have also many positive examples. So if you want to contribute to Catrobat, be self-organized. Don't ask us any stupid questions that you can find out easily yourself. Sorry to say that, but it's the reality. And we will not, if you start asking us, that's fine, but don't expect an answer. And if the question is good, then we'll try to answer, but sometimes we miss it, of course, because there are too many. But if it's a good question and we see that you do the work, then that's perfect. We love such contributors. But if you ask again and again questions that I have already answered, and I have this all the time, I have given up. Some people don't understand what I'm explaining to them, like about the test-driven approach. I just had a submission from someone, made a pull request, and there was a test case included, but everything was commented out. So this is not a good pull request. I need the tests already. I don't need the empty tests. just, vaporware.
Yeah,
You see,
yeah,
it works. Yeah, this is a project we want to have an impact on the world. Yeah, millions,
yeah.
billions of kids in the future. So in 10 years, I want to have covered, touched 10% of all human teenagers, in 10 years. That's my perspective.
That's really a great perspective. Secondly, like it's really a big challenge for our organizers or maintainers or reviewers to review a lot of pull requests, and in those, if you just came up with something really not working as expected or not good as you thought to be while opening the PR, so that really is disheartening or things like or it's really bad impression to the maintainers, and it's not a good PR at all. It really it wastes the time of the maintainers too, and they could have give their time to some nice PRs, and they could have make those time productive. So it really requires a good time in reviewing those PRs and everything. Yeah,
So one of the failings very often is that the students do not know about writing tests. Yeah, like the DevOps thing with continuous integration and so on. That's really something fundamental. Our project without tests would be a catastrophe. Only the test guarantee, the automatic test guarantee that everything behaves as it should. And this may sound a little bit crazy to test things if they work already. Huh? But imagine you
yeah,
have 650 contributors and they're always
hmm,
changing. Yeah? And I
yeah,
cannot test everything because this app is so complicated. Yeah? I don't want to test manually if something still works. I would become crazy. Huh?
yeah,
So testing,
hmm,
testing, testing,
that's
testing, yeah,
true.
automatic testing. And the best way would be
Test driven programming. Yeah,
test driven. You know what test driven means? Write the test case first. It has to fail, then you write the production code. Then it should succeed, and then repeat. And also, what is unfortunately not done enough, but that's everyone is the same here, is that there is not enough refactoring done, which is a pity because the refactoring is already included in Android Studio and in many other IDEs. But the real important refactoring is not easy to automate. And those are the things that are complex, where you have to restructure the code to make it more readable, to make it cleaner, to make it better. Yeah? And that's something that we value a lot. Yeah? So we have now for the next GSoC season, we have, I think, 2 projects and maybe more, where it's just about refactoring. So we don't expect any new features. We just want to have an improvement of our existing code base. But the existing code base is, it's shit. It's shit, I have to say, because it's bullshit. Because
it's
you
already
can
great.
imagine, 11 years of programming. There were some refactorings all the time and
Yeah,
restructuring. But for instance, the Scratch project from the MIT. This is already an older project, so they are already, I think, now almost programming for 18 years. But the thing is, they have re-implemented the whole project already completely from the beginning 5 times because they re-implemented it in a new programming language completely. So this is perfect, of course,
hmm,
because the next time, if it's still the same senior developers, they know already everything that should be avoided. So the next time it's
okay.
easier and so on. And we are rewriting stuff now from Java to Kotlin for the Android versions. So this is something that we is a chance to do refactorings. Because Kotlin has a lot of advantages. It's shorter, less code, and it also allows to avoid more easily, not perfectly, but more easily, all those null pointer exceptions, which, I mean, this is produces crashes. It's the same also on iOS. It's everywhere the same, but it's really very bad for users because if their project crash, and that means that often data is lost. especially with some phones, like for instance the Huawei phones. Huawei has a setting so that the battery is aggressively optimized, the battery consumption. So if you have an app that is open and you write a program and then there's a call coming in and your app goes into the background, then they will force close the app to save battery. And then, of course, the data is corrupt, huh? Because it's an intermediate state. You get a phone call. It depends where you are, huh? But it means that the data is lost. And this is not like it was intended from Google to close apps, but they are doing it anyway. They force close the apps just to save a little bit of battery, and that makes huge problems. So this is something that came up after some years after Huawei became so powerful. It's not only Huawei, there are others as well. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So you just mentioned about if someone wants to contribute to the organization, they should have a knowledge of Catrobat, Testdriven programming, and Java and Swift. So anything else like any other tech stacks or
Kotlin.
frameworks that Kotlin. Sorry, you are transporting all your Java code to Kotlin. Yeah, that's one thing. So
JavaScript also,
yeah.
We also have one kind of project which is called the Awesome Game Project. And the one that I showed you before, the Binding of Krishna here, that was an awesome game project. So it was a huge project made by Google Sum of Code students. In that case, they worked together, but that's not always necessary. But it was a Google Sum of Code project. So that's always also a possibility, because we need also to have very nice big projects that are professionally or more or less professionally made. So the better those projects look. So we are happy even if there are students, Google Sum of Code students, who do not program in Swift or Kotlin and so on, but make a program in Catrobat itself, using Pocket Code or one of our other apps. And that would be already awesome, because one of the things that we want to do is, if you compare, let's say, Bollywood movies, Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham is professionally made. It's a very nice movie, but a huge amount of money has gone into that movie, right?
Yeah.
With Kajol and whatever. And on the other hand, you have YouTube. And this is, anyone can upload YouTube videos. Some of them are professionally made, but a lot is just made. Initially, especially, it was just made by private person who did some recording with a webcam. So you have Bollywood versus YouTube. And we have the same. We have the Xbox or a PlayStation from Sony, games professionally made, or for PC, Steam. And on the other hand, we have Catrobat, which is the kind of mini portable YouTube against the PlayStation, TV, Bollywood, and so on. So those two. So we are the YouTube. With 80 million projects made by individual users, and some of them have a lot of downloads. If you go to the sharing platform can be also accessed here directly. No, it's not this one, sorry. Share. There's a kind of link to the sharing platform here, and yeah. If you,
I've shared the link in the chat too.
You see here, for instance, most downloaded, 100,000 downloads. So it's not nothing. It's quite nice, and it all depends on the. Those are popular ones, but it all depends on your project, you can be very successful here, but you can even publish then the project on Google Play or the Huawei store and so on. So this is something in the future, because this publishing is not yet possible. The versions that the APKs that the people can download from here are just unsigned, but we are working on this interface now to make it, to allow it that you, with your developer account, you can sign your own app created with Pocket Code, and then you can sell it. And I think that will produce a lot of more interest also in the project and allow us to grow. And well, what I wanted to say about this difference between Bollywood and YouTube, and Catrobat and PlayStation or Steam games, is that the potential here is enormous to grow, like YouTube. So we
Yeah.
can be the YouTube of mobile and console games, because if you think of this, it's not only mobile games, it's also console games, but without the PlayStation, without the Xbox. But you can make amazing games with this. One thing that I didn't show
It's
you is
already
also,
looking amazing.
yeah, we have this 3D version also. So this is something for the future. I would love to have the 3D version, but it's not yet ready compared to the real version. I mean, the engine allows it, so this is just a proof of concept, but it works and it's on GitHub, but it's not really. I mean, it uses the same engine, the game engine that we have used here, so it's really with the physics engine and everything. It works. But it's just a proof of concept. So that would be, I mean, an incredible project if we could add this here to allow making 3D games, of course. But we still need a lot of work for that. But it would be also nice as a project. I mean, that could be one of those projects that are proposed by external students. But then I think I would need to give a lot of help for this, because we have good ideas how to create such a 3D version. Yeah.
Yeah. That's really great. That's really great. And we do have questions. So the question is already asked. Like someone had asked if we can make 3D games with Catrobat. So this is just now been answered. And we have Anuj. We are like, if you have met him, yeah. So I probably met you in GSoC Summit last year, so if you remember.
Yeah, last year the GSoC summit was just virtual.
Yeah.
I hope the pandemic is ending soon. Last year I visited, I was in India last year, in Delhi and Chennai, and also in Dehradun.
Yeah,
It
there
was
are those.
wonderful. It was wonderful.
You already know a lot more about India. That's really great, like Bollywood, Kajol, SRK. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Go ahead.
yeah. So, is there an app for the Jira.Catrobat? It would be nice to see the notifications right on the phone. So, yeah, this is the question. Like, is there any app for the Jira.Catrobat?
Yes, I think Atlassian has some apps for sure. I'm not sure. I mean, they have a mobile view of Jira, and I'm not sure if they have a special app, but that would be an app from Atlassian, the company that is selling Jira. Yeah, I'm not sure if they have it,
So
but
people are
I'm
really.
not. Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
using only the web-based version, so I'm not sure if they have an app. But the web-based version, in my opinion, has a lot of nice features. I'm using it actually on my phone a lot, because I can. I always have turned on the desktop version on the phone, which gives me access to more features than the mobile version. And I guess it's the same with apps. I mean, I like to use the browser versions better, because there you can zoom. In the apps, you cannot zoom usually.
Yeah, so we have one question from Raksha. Can I develop a VR AR game?
Yes, we have some examples with VR and AR games. It's not perfect, but I mean, you can imagine we have the camera. You can use the camera image. You can use certain things with like optical character recognition or face detection. And now we are adding also the skeleton information.
Yeah,
There is a lot of AI that could
yeah,
be included and is not yet, like object recognition and so on. And I did personally, for instance, already once a kind of small AR game. I can show it to you. Um, so if I go here to the most
no,
downloaded,
your screen is not shared.
yeah, I
I
have to
guess you
share
are
my
not sharing
screen.
your screen.
Yes, just a moment. I'm sharing the screen again. So here, if I go, this is my account, Hey Vicky Hey. Yeah? So if I go here to, so
It's
you see
still
here,
not visible.
it's not visible.
No, I guess.
I have to select it. Okay,
Yeah.
now it's visible, right?
Yep. Yep. It's visible.
So all of those were test programs, and a long time ago, yeah, here I made a kind of small Pokemon Go where you can see a Pokemon and you move the camera around the phone and it will stay at the same place. So it's like fixed in the in your room, and you can move around and have the augmented reality Pokemon there in the center of your room. But it's not working perfectly. It was just a small proof of concept, but it's feasible to do it. What is still missing is the integration of the AR kits from Google and from iPhone and so on. So that would be nice to have it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So a lot of people are curious about how we can join the community, how to join the Discord and Slack.
Well, the Slack is limited because we have only free 300 accounts. So the Slack is limited to those people who are really active and have already proven themselves. As I mentioned, we cannot answer questions at the beginning. So the best way to participate, from my opinion, is first you connect to our GitHub site, and then you choose a little bit. I mean, you have to think which project you want to participate in, and that can be based on technology. So if you have already knowledge about Kotlin, please do one of the Kotlin projects. If you have already knowledge about Swift and so on, yeah, JavaScript, PHP, we also have projects with Python, but this is very limited and requires a lot of knowledge, so it's not so easy. The same also everything related to translations and so on, yeah, or usability. But we have lots of projects in that direction, but it's not suitable for GSoC. So the best is Kotlin, Swift, JavaScript, PHP, and then depending on the project, you go into the right direction. And then you check out, there are links to the Jira, and then you see what kind of projects, tickets there are on Jira, which are open. I can show it to you as well. I will reshare my screen, just a moment. So let me go back to that here. So it's like that. You let's say, let's start here. So in the Catrobat, if you are here, first you see an overview about the project. So here, this is Android. This is the Paint program, also for Android. This is the iOS version. This is the PHP web stuff, and then there are others as well, like for instance cat blocks. That's for the 2-dimension with the Scratch code, the 2D version that I showed you, like the code here, this one. Yeah. So that's the cat blocks, and yeah, there are some others, but basically it's either Catroid or Catty or Paintroid or Catrobat or cat blocks. Those are the important projects. And these projects you go then into this here, for instance, and there's of course a README and explanations about issue tracker and so on, yeah, and also uh, information about test-driven design and clean code. So those are the things you have to know if you want to start with us. You need to know about clean code and test-driven development, and then you can go to the board. But it's not really the board, because this is the view when you're logged in. Yeah, I will open it without being logged in. Let's say, I'm not sure, sometimes it's hidden. Do you see my anonymous incognito?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. Okay. Welcome to Catrobat. So you can sign up for an account, and
Mm-hmm.
then you should be able to come to this version. Yeah, and you can see here, for instance, ready for development. So all of these are open tickets that where you can then write a message. But let's say, I don't know. So you see also whether it's an advanced ticket or it's an intermediate or it's a beginner ticket. So for instance, here this is a beginner ticket. So if you go into that, I don't know why it takes so long. It's a little bit strange.
Some latency problem. So
Yeah.
I would like to also tell, like, Catrobat has already a YouTube channel too. So if you want to find how to contribute, or if you want to find some ideas on creating games and programs, you can also check out that. So it has a YouTube channel too, and you can connect with them there too, right?
Look at this. Look at this. Yeah? This is a good example. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
So this is a beginner ticket, right? And someone wrote a comment, can I work on this issue?
Yeah.
But this person didn't look at this. This is blocked by another ticket. Huh? So I'm sorry to say, but I'm not even answering this, because the person, Sartuk, said, huh? I'm sorry, but he or she didn't take the time to even look that this is blocked. So this is, I won't even answer. Huh? I'm sorry. I will delete this comment, because it's, I have to say, it's stupid. Sorry. Huh? It doesn't make sense. Huh? And instead of asking whether you can work on it, just make a pull request that fixes it if it's something that is not blocked. And then wonderful. Huh?
Yes, of course.
And don't
So
ask us whether you can work on it. Make quickly a pull request that includes tests. Wonderful. Huh? If you do that for a beginner ticket and first for a training ticket, I mean, for training tickets, we will guide you a little bit. But if you do that, the training tickets, let me see what I can find that here. We have a kind of factory ticket for this. And I'm saying we are not perfectly organized, because we don't have enough people helping us for the boring stuff. So this is something I'm overworked. And as a product owner, I cannot do that perfectly. But let me see here when I can quickly find that.
it's all fine, and it's already looking organized. I don't know if it needs more organization.
It's Yeah. One thing that we are missing is we have a lot of contributors who spend like a few hundred hours on the project, but then they typically, as students, they they are finished. So this is the training ticket factory. So let's see. It just says write a Catrobat language test for something. So this is actually wonderful. Create a new ticket, write a Catrobat language test, and then let me know. I hope. I mean, the thing is really a lot of work is not done here, so it's not all ideal, I know, but we try to manage. But this 390, I can put it can you, yeah, here. Can share it here. Where can I share it? Can I write a comment? Where can I write a comment?
In the comment section, like in the right banners, we have banner, comments, banner. There you can write your comments. You can also
Where?
put that in private chat.
Where?
So
Private chat? Okay.
yeah,
So to whom is that then shared?
it will be shared to me. So I will put that in
Okay.
the
Yeah.
comments.
So this is a good ticket to start. This is the one which is with some explanations here. huh? How to write a Catrobat language test with an example here. huh? And how to create that and so on. So this is a step-by-step explanation. And you have to create a new ticket for this. You write a ticket, should be a bug ticket, and there you can just write for whatever function that doesn't have yet a list, um, doesn't yet have a Catrobat language test. So here, if you go there, you will see all the Catrobat language tests that already exist. And it doesn't have to be only for formula, it can also be for a brick. And we are really grateful if someone does this because it completes the tests. So now nothing works, sorry. Yeah. Here you see, for instance, we have already one for arc cosine function. And so on, maximum of functions. Some things are difficult to test, like for instance, optical character recognition, so that won't work. But others are still easy. And yeah, it's not only functions, it's about the bricks, it's about everything. And here you
That's
can then
great.
create a ticket for yourself.
Yeah.
So I hope this helps. Any other questions?
Yeah. It so there's one a technical question like how do I write a .catrobat test files or even how do I run them?
Yes. So if you are in the, let's say, where do I have that? Here, when you are in the, if you have installed Pocket Code on your phone, and you need to, actually, it's better to install one of the developer versions from Jenkins, jenkins.catrop.at, and if you come there, let's start at the beginning. In Catrobat here,
So
if
yes,
you
the
go
screen is
to,
not shared. You have to share it again.
yeah, I will share it. I will share the link, in a moment. So
Yeah, that's
yeah, so from here, you can download the latest APK from the develop branch. Every day it's a new version, and it's similar to what I showed you. Share my screen again.
so I have pasted the link in the chat and I have also highlighted that so you can go and download it from there, right?
Yeah, yes, exactly. So that's the link, and here you have the APK. You download it, and you can download it on your phone. Here I'm trying to download it now in the emulators. And remember I showed you the testing bricks. So I will now show you how it looks like in some, like let's see. how can I show you this? Yeah, so for instance, this is the test user brick functionality.catrobat. You find it here among these Catrobat tests. So I will now just copy the link address here. Somehow it didn't work. Network conditions. So you can like download the same program that is doing this here into your app. So I'm downloading it simply by opening a browser. This is the Catrobat file. And then so now I have this test here. So it's the same test as here. I have it now also in my, and if I execute it here, it says success. And if I change something like setting this to false, then it will not succeed, and I will get a, you see, and this is also in the paste, in the copy paste buffer. Now I can paste it to some place. But the thing is, if I want to make a new test, for instance, and then I want to export it, I can make a long press here and say save project to external storage. And now this test will be in the Catrobat folder on your device. So if I'm going here, there must be some, like, what is it? Some file.
That emulator is looking better than my phone.
Yeah, this is actually, it's a real Galaxy S20. It's also looking better than my phone because it's a real device. So where is it? SD card here? No, not SD card. Internal storage. So you have now here. Oh yeah, there's a bug that doesn't allow to do it on Android 10 and 11 devices. No, yeah, it will be fixed for the next version. But basically, you see here this .catrobat file, and if you have, that's at the moment it's still a problem, but you can also upload it to the website. So if you are in the app, you can always upload it to the website, and then you have to register and everything, but then you can download it from the share website as well. But normally it works nicely. If you can here, then just save it. So let me, if you want, I can show it to you on a Android 9 device. There it should work. I think Android 9 should work. So let's see. So does this answers the question, right? More or less. So if I go to this project here, and let's try to save project to external storage, allow, and now it should be in the local storage. Catrobat. So here is the .catrobat file. Hello?
Yeah, yes. We can see it.
And then you can export it and put it into your GitHub repo and make a pull request with it.
Okay. So that sounds amazing. And I guess there we have no more new questions.
Okay.
Is it? So he's saying like it answers his question, so that's great. And
So is this being recorded? Is it available later on the web?
Yeah, yeah,
Can you send me the
yeah,
link? Thanks.
yeah. Of course, I will. I'll send you through mail. That will be okay, right? Yeah, okay. So I will send you through mail. And so Bhaiya is saying like Catrobat is must look at project awesome community. Yeah, it's
Thank
absolutely
you.
there's awesome community behind it. So I guess I guess there is no more questions, and thanks a lot for joining again. And it was really very insightful session and very full of demos and everything. Like one a beginner can get started with looking at it. And if you have like this is for all the audience. If you have any problem in understanding anything, so you can rewatch it. It will be always available on the YouTube in the Code of Spring playlist. And thank you everyone for joining, and thanks again. So any closing remarks from your side, Wolfgang?
Thank you very much. Yeah. So we are very happy to grow with developers all around the world. The project has a lot of future. So as you know, we just maybe you have seen we just won the best app award from Huawei. Yeah, but we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
also won a huge number of other prizes from the US, from UK, from Europe, and so on. It's a successful project, and it really does something for the future of kids. I think it's important that everyone, even if you have only a phone, you learn
yes,
how to code, because this is a universal important thing. And don't worry about competition. Yeah?
yeah.
It's
So it's
good for
more about
humanity.
collaboration, right?
No,
Yeah.
it's not only about collaboration, but in Austria, for instance, in Europe, all the companies are totally starved for developers. They don't
Hmm.
find enough people. Yeah, so everyone here very easily gets a job because there are hundreds of open positions. Yeah? And they cannot fill it. So this is one contribution. But I also think, for instance, young people in around the world, like in Bangladesh or in African countries, this now suddenly gives those young people the possibility to earn money from around the world through the
Yes,
app stores. Yeah, it's a global market.
absolutely, absolutely true. And I just forgot to mention, like, as it was discussed, like it is Catrobat is celebrating the 10-year anniversary too, and I could see the milestones in the awards and recognition section. Like I can paste the link in here too. So I mean, absolutely amazed by like every year there is a new award, there is new recognition, and every year you are stepping. You are stepping away ahead of everyone else, and that's really great about it. It's 10-year journey, but it's somewhere making a difference. Like creating an organization is no hard, but sustaining it for this much long time is really a great work, and you all are doing it very fabulously, amazingly. Yeah, thanks for joining again.
Yeah, and the newest thing is that yesterday we finally completed version 1.0.
Yeah,
So it will be
congrats.
soon published. And yeah, this is for us a big milestone, even though it took 10 years. But now finally version 1.0.
That's really amazing, amazing. So it took 10 years for developing a version 1.0,
Yeah.
and there is a lot of potential already. We can all see it in it. So thanks again for joining. Like that's it for the day, I guess. And we don't have new more questions. And I have put the YouTube. I will put the YouTube link to the Catrobat, so you can go and check out their projects too. You can subscribe to the channel Catrobat. You always get to learn more about it, and you can definitely. This is also taking part in GSoC this year. I know this is a bit late, but you can also write proposals, some good proposal. You can do some contributions, make pull requests, create issues if you find some, and yeah, just keep the spirit of open source and help everyone way around. So that's all about it, right? That's all the
Thank
spirit of
you.
the open systems. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for your interest, and bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.